Welcome to Burst Protocol, Day 1. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. So, we get to dig into the world of the, probably some of the most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh cards that we have seen in a core set in, honestly, a very long time. And it's kind of refreshing to actually see, wow, cards actually have value on the top end of things. Right now, crowns are coming in at $280. Yikes, that's a lot of money. Fallen of Whites coming up a little bit behind here at $250, but I mean, this is to be expected, right? When you look at the way that the set is going, I mean, this is just a gorgeous card all the way around, especially in its high rarity. The Ecclesia. You know, spend $190 to have this as a dump target is an insane idea. I don't actually hate it, though. If you've maxed out on Fallen and Virtuouses, I mean, I guess this is the next logical thing. I see we have an Elf Note Tenia for $62. Wow, somebody's trying to fire sell that very quickly. That's a little bit ridiculous. Sheena Twin Tempest of the Celestial Thunder, $95 on the Starlights. I mean, this makes sense. I mean, Radiant Typhoon is already looking like it's going to be one of the better decks in the format. So to see that, you know, we're pushing a $95 price tag. Okay. Spentas, $98 to $99 for Starlight Rare. You know, I feel about that. Maybe some time will tell on that one. Wow, the Tri-Brigade Spriggans kit looks great as a Starlight in Euro. That's nice. That's $60. The Stardust. Actually, these are $70. I'm actually surprised about that. These also look gorgeous in English. They actually did a good job on this one. This is probably one of my favorite cards getting ported over into this set, just because I'm a huge fan of it. Lucinia's $78. I love that Lucinia is actually cheaper than its counterpart. $60 copies of Dark Lord Evening Star. Those have actually dropped from their market price at $90. Looks like the Draco Tail Chalice coming in at $83 at the moment. Okay. Carmel coming in at, wow, $70+. Crowns. Oh boy, so base rarity crowns right now are about $73. You've also got to factor in, you know, the bottom line for people just wanting to push these out. They want to make back their money on the product. Was going to push this down a little bit. But I mean, it looks like you have a pretty decent solid medium at about $75-ish. Somebody just bought one at $86 literally this morning. So, I mean, I guess. The Radiant Typhoon Marine Ideon, these are $70s. I am curious to know how this is going to hold up. And to nobody's surprise, the Fallen of White is also holding at $75. I guess a part of me wanted to be surprised and be like, oh, hey, you know, this card's gonna shift around and get a little bit cheaper. No, not today, honestly. There's so many decks that this card goes into, you know, especially if you're looking at just wanting to play any of the potential newer decks, or like you've got an old Albaz deck laying around, you have to go pick up two of this. Like, Konami knew what they were doing. They made Albaz so incredibly cheap over time that they just went ahead and Giga ported over a super expensive card. It happens. Burst Protocol boxes are $70. I mean, makes sense. Invoke Magistus Omega, $55. Sure. Ripper M is down to $38. Sure. Topological Blaster, $37. Boral Shroud, coming in about $40, honestly. I'm not surprised about that. Non-Venitio, coming in about $34. Looks like the Rocket Loader Starlights are $30s. Mercurium Starlights are down to $30. You know, for as broken as Mercurium seems on paper, and just like how crazy this card is supposed to be, I am honestly so shocked that it is as cheap as it actually is. Looks like the Twin Tempest Deities, these are down to 21s. This is a card that I highly recommend that you watch over the course of the weekend. Especially, and I can't stress this enough, especially when we get into like generic application with synchro decks. I mean, a Stardust Dragon on the field makes this card live. And I don't think players are really to like look at the generic application of this, because right now they're tunnel visioning. It's like they're looking at the 300th. They're looking at like, hey, you know, we want to do the best we can. And that's fine. I get it. But you've got to think about just how broken this card is. Same thing with Ecclesia, but the thing is, like, the Ecclesia ends up being a 1-of versus, you know, a 3-of right here for a lot of decks. So that's interesting to me. Spentas are down to $17. Had we brought back Borreload Savage Dragon and, you know, had we had a chance to do some craziness with this, I think we would have been a little bit better off. But I will say, though, Spenta does have its applications with Zoroark, because Zoroark ends up being that level 4 tuner monster. So you can end up making the Ecclesia the Dark Dragon just off of that little interaction, which is freaking hilarious. Lucinias are $17. I hope that somebody truly comes through and makes Elf Note just truly the most interesting deck that they can. Because that deck on paper seems very, very good. Varoon's coming in at 10s. Okay. Tinia's coming in at 6s. Okay, so we're tapering off now. Tri-Brigade Kits, 6s. Dark Lord Evening Stars at 5s. Looks like Seraphim Elf Notes, $3. Okay, so this is... Carmels are very cheap. Arborators are $2. Okay, so the high end is really high end in this set, and the Mercuriums are very cheap. But I mean, this is what happens when you make 1-ups. So overall, I mean, takeaways with this set. It's kind of what I expected, honestly. You know, Crown and Albaz are going to pick the setup, and they are going to carry it. They are going to walk it on home through the deepest, darkest paths that they can, just to make it the best possible set that they can. And honestly, I think we're going to do just fine with that. Oh, we return back to the Chronicles decks. God, these are $68 a deck, man. You know how crazy it is to think about that this product, like, in comparison to the other Chronicles decks, this one is just off of the side. It's so crazy to me. Your Charmers, $24. The Spellbook of the Grand Circle, $20. See, the problem I have with, like, all the Charmers here is, like, if you wanted to, like, maximize and get playsets of these, $75, $75, $75, it's gonna snowball and add up. I'm just saying that, you know, there's enough of them to go around. Also, like, if you just wanted to pick up the Charmers of the Grand Circle in general, I mean, these are $24-ish by themselves for the Starlight. So, I mean, like, these are the cheapest Starlights that they've produced so far. I am kind of wondering if Konami is going to kind of walk it back a little bit and, like, reanalyze how they designed this set. And also, the Imsetis are now underneath $3. Seeing the Imsetis kind of walk itself back here is not really all that surprising. We've definitely have seen over time here that this card was like the core component of this set. You know, it had to pick itself up and actually carry a lot of work. And unfortunately, you know, you're just not getting that. Obviously, everything else beyond that is the secret rares and going. So, your takeaways on today's market, you know, it's a new set. It's bound to come in a little bit pricier. You know, people want their high rarity bling. I mean, the amount of people that are willing to spend money on these crowns is, I'm actually kind of surprised not more of these have sold. But I mean, you've got cheaper outlets to try to get them. So, I mean, people are going to take advantage of the cheaper outlets, try to get them. Later this week, we should be heading into our next week. We should be getting Maze of Mutaros, if I'm correct in timing. Should be giving us a little bit of a chance to kind of see what's going to come with that. So I'm a little bit curious what Maze of Mutaros is supposed to have for us at this point, because, you know, it's a lot of buildup on the Pumpkin stuff, but, like, they have to really deliver it. They got to take this and they have to knock it out of the park to really, really, really get a W. So we'll see. So please, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here and dig out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.